She's the matriarch, and Uncle Ted is the patriarch.
Oh, the oldest person in the family?
So you would be the matriarch of our generation.
Or the first daughter of the
Yeah, you have to introduce who you are.
I'm Pat Hoag Simon, and I'm the oldest of the six.
Born in
1950.
1950. And so some childhood memories of mom and dad, or childhood?
Well, just what I wanted to say. I remember when all of us, I was of the generation of kids where we went off to college thinking we were going to bag a husband, and then about our sophomore year, we were suddenly told we were supposed to have careers and take care of ourselves and all that sort of thing. And I remember one time Mom said that she didn't know. She said, "Gosh, what would I have done? And I don't know. I'm not good at anything, and I've just been a housewife. Well, I worked as a secretary for your grandfather for a while," but she said she really didn't know what she would have done. And I think her gift was finding other people's strengths, that growing up she really looked for the thing that we cared about most and then helped us achieve that, or help nurture that in us. So I'm really grateful. I'm starting to tear up because that woman, people laugh about the woman who's in the car all the time picking up her kids and everything, but she not only did that, she helped us find the thing to take us to. Like for me, it was Lakewood Little Theater. That saved my life. Putting me in theater classes, and then and nurturing that and making me feel good about that. And even when Dad would call it carnival shows, or say, why don't you be a weather girl, or why don't you be Barbara Walters, why don't you be anyone but yourself, there was Mom who'd pull me aside and say, that's okay, don't pay any attention, you're good at it and you do what you want to do. And she encouraged me to go to graduate school and to keep doing what I love doing, which is now teaching musical comedy and directing musicals with young people. I make a living at that, and I thank Mom for that. And one of the nicest things she did was take me to New York when I was in 6th grade. It was Christmas, and we all, everybody had to open one present at a time, and I wasn't given anything. And then as she looked down at the tree, she said, "Well, I guess that's it." And I still was sitting with nothing. She said, "Oh, there's an envelope here for you, Patty." And I opened it up, and there were tickets to go to New York to meet Mary Martin. And really, that was a lovely, lovely thing that she did, and it made me want to do stuff like that for my kids too. That I've been that kind of mom, I hope, as far as really helping them identify their passion, and not to sound like Oprah Winfrey, and help them achieve their dreams. And now I have a young man who sat on a bench right before he entered college, sat on a bench crying the way I am, and looked at me and said, "Mom, do you think I could ever be a writer?" And he's now a magazine editor at age 25 for Time Out New York, which is the most successful weekly in New York City. And my son Ben really could not figure out quite how to get his love of sports together with making a living or going into something steady like business, and he's graduating May 12th with a degree in sports management, and he's already working for the DC United soccer team as a customer service representative. So I think that my strength as a parent was I've learned from my mom.
So talk about meeting Mary Martin.
Well, we got to the city. I'll never forget. I was wearing a white mohair sweater that was all puffy and this big boxy plaid skirt. And we went and we had 4th row center tickets. And at intermission, the usher came and tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Are you Patty Hoag?" And I kind of looked up because I didn't know how this usher, in those days, the ushers wore these black, it was like a waitress outfit, black dress with a white apron and a little lace thing on their heads. She said, "Are you Patty Hoag?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Miss Martin would like to see you after the performance." I cried through the whole second act. I just couldn't stop crying. There's just the anticipation. And we got backstage, and I still couldn't stop crying. And so Mom basically talked to her, and I just stood there saying, "I love you," over and over, and hugging her. And she kissed me and everything. And then we got back to the hotel. It was a Hotel Piccadilly, which has since been torn down. And I decided to write her a letter because I hadn't said any of these things that I'd wanted to say. So I wrote this 6-page letter, and then we mailed it to a Mary Martin that I found in the phone book, the New York phone book.
Oh, no.
So her name wasn't Martin at all. Her real name was Halliday. She did not live in New York. She lived in Connecticut. So some poor lady named Mary Martin received 6 pages of dribble.
Yeah, probably not the first time.
From me, so that was pretty neat. And we went to New York a couple other times too. Sat in the $2.50 seats way in the back, and got to see a lot of the shows that I still talk to my students about. You know, now I can say I saw that, I saw Oliver, I saw Woman of the Year, Applause, Lauren Bacall, and Penny Fuller, who's now my friend. Saw Cabaret at the Hannah Theater with a woman named Melissa Hart as Sally Bowles, and she's now my colleague. So I owe all that to Mom.
Okay.
I'm lucky in this way.
Now, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about Dad now. I was asked to say something about Dad. Because I was the first, I don't remember some of these things, but I can look at pictures and know these things occurred. That me and Vicky were the kids who he would rake leaves in a big pile and we would jump in them. He would give us wheelbarrow rides, stuff like that. I don't remember these things, but I see pictures when I was 2 or 3 years old of him dancing me around and that sort of thing. Dad worked really, really hard, and he had a lot of responsibility, and he had to work probably twice as hard as most people because he didn't have education and certain papers and things. He was self-taught, and he was so I don't have a lot of memories, but I know he made a lot of things possible for all of us. He made it possible for Mother to be the kind of mother she was. He made it possible for all of us to have the educations that we do, and to have certain expectations, and he gave a really strong work ethic. I use this phrase often in my teaching: you have to have a fire in your belly, and I've said that to my boys too, that he made me understand that to achieve your dreams or to achieve something you want, you really have to want it double time, because there's always somebody who wants it even twice as much as you think you want it. So that's something. Turn it off for a second because I want to think. I remember when Dad died, and it was suddenly, and I was really sick. I'd been given a medicine that made me do what we now know is called looping, where your thoughts go backwards and forwards and sideways, and you have a very hard time speaking clearly, but you can think very quickly. And I remember saying over and over, even though Dad barked at us, and even though he seemed like the enemy sometimes, he loved us so deeply, deeper than deep, you know, that I know what I wanted to say. He was the person that could always tell you what could go wrong in any plan you had. If you said, I'm going to go to the corner and get an ice cream cone, he'd say, well, you better be careful, because you know it's 90 degrees out and you might get a burn and your nose might peel, and then you might have to go to the store and get some kind of ointment for it. And he could always come up with the worst case scenario. And I do that to my kids sometimes, or I'll, like Ben just got a dog, and I don't say, great, Ben, what kind of dog is it? I say, oh, that's like having a child. What are you going to do if you have to work late, Ben? I start pointing out all the disadvantages of having a dog instead of celebrating with him the fact that he got a dog that he's happy about. But I wrote to Ben, and I said I kind of got that from my dad, and that he has to understand it's sort of a backwards kind of love, that what I'm really saying is, I don't want you to be hurt. I don't want something bad to happen to you. I don't want you to wish you hadn't got that dog or whatever. So if you have a parent like that, just know that it's not coming from any mean-spirited kind of thing. It's coming from caring a lot. And I understand that now about Dad.
Okay.
The lights on.
The lights.